The routine is step 4. Try and make the habit harder to do. Make a change in the routine. Some simple changes. Can I make it more uncomfortable to do the habit? For example, you might want to make it uncomfortable to put on a pair of gloves that make touching your face feel unpleasant. Can I increase the physical or mental effort when I want to stop touching my face? Before I touch my face, I've got the urge, I'm going to do 10 push-ups. When feeling the urge to touch your face, I'll do a complicated math problem in my head. Can I increase the time it takes to do it? When I catch myself touching my face, I will leave my fingers or hand on my face for 30 more seconds. Again, the one specific instance of the habit may well be on its way to being busted. If so, go back and repeat the process with another instance of the habit. You want to start teaching helping it to generalize. So you start with touching your face when you're reading. You might want to touch your face when you're bored. And in some cases, the initial habit may still need some work. It may not be firmly established. So complete the next 2 steps before going to the expansions of the habit. Step 5. Reduce the desire, the motivation for doing it. Weaken it. Examine the pros and cons. Review all the problems and discomforts caused by the habit. Hypothetical look over the fence. Imagine if you did make the change, what would your life be like? Have family and friends praise you for not doing the habit and remind you not to do the habit. Another way to reduce the desire is to eliminate it. The desire is a well-established bad habit, and over time, desire becomes a craving. You need to stop giving in, feeding the craving. In many habits, this is very difficult to accomplish, but with persistence, it is possible. This step works in tandem with steps 3 and 7, which I'll talk about in a bit. Step 3 is put the habit on extinction, and step 7 is swap the habit routine for another step, to be discussed shortly. Let's do step 6 first. Use positive and negative reinforcement. Use rewards for successes, best if it's immediate and has a strong positive emotion. It's what B.J. Fogg called celebration. I did it. Yeah, I didn't touch my face for the whole hour I was sitting here. Remove the reinforcers of the habit. This is difficult to do for many habits, especially for this specific habit. For example, if you touch your face when it itches, you get immediate relief. How can you remove that? Well, you might want to put it on extinction, which I talked about. Block the response from occurring so there is no reinforcement. You'd have to do this consistently and over many, many instances. If you give in, you're intermittently reinforcing the behavior, which will only make it stronger. And this is very difficult, resisting a strong desire or craving. You may use some mindfulness techniques to help you with this. Another thing you can do is provide a mild negative consequence. For example, response cost. Donate $5 to your favorite charity every time you're aware of touching your face. You can have a little money jar, and when you do it, put some money in the jar, then donate it to charity. You can create a habit contract. Make your bad habit public and painful. You can have an accountability partner keep you on track. This takes time and effort. And if you feel like this takes too much energy, you can focus more on what you can control. It's easier to wash your hands and keep them clean than to stop touching your face. So you might want to switch your habits and develop a new habit of hand washing. Pair hand washing with a variety of daily activities throughout the day. Anchor the new habit to an existing routine and use the same formula. After I get home, I want to touch my face, so I will wash my hands and then I'll immediately celebrate. Yeah. After I eat, I want to stay healthy, so I'll wash my hands. Say, way to go. After I get home from the store, I want to kill any germs, so I'll immediately wash my hands and say, good job. After I go to the bathroom, I want to be germ-free, so I'll wash my hands, say, great remembering. Now, phase 3. This is the last step, step 7, and it is swap the habit for another one. Most experts say to start here with habit swapping, commonly called in competing response model. In our approach, we do the other two step 2, phase 2 first before we go to step 7. We look at the prompt, we look at the motivation, we look at the consequence, we look at your ability to do it. We try and change all those things. But if you haven't been successful, you want to look at an alternative positive replacement behavior. It's a lot of emphasis is having the same reinforcement contingencies for the alternative replacement behavior. We call it swapping behaviors. The focus is to adjust both ability and motivation. Consequences in this case play a pretty minor role. This is a more complex change. You swap the habit routine for a new one. You replace it with an incompatible new habit. Try to touch or do something else. For example, after I sit down to read a book, I will keep my hands on the book and away from my face. Or when I'm bored, I will go shoot baskets and row a boat or hold a football as I walk around the park. I will, if I feel the urge to touch my face, I'll rub a worry stone or a squeeze ball. This also works as a soothing behavior. So, speaking of soothing behaviors, you might want to substitute another soothing behavior for the habit. Do stress management techniques you're comfortable with, like mindful breathing, Tai Chi, yoga, exercise, progressive relaxation. For example, when I'm feeling stressed, I will take deep breaths, or I will rub a worry stone, or squeeze a ball. When I am upset, I will do the sun salutation yoga pose. But remember, many bad habits can be changed using the steps outlined in phase 2. Now, if you're still having problems with the bad habit, go to the troubleshooting sequence. First, look at the trigger. Have you really identified it? Rehearse it over and over again. Second, adjust the ability. Make sure the new habit is easy to do and the old habit is hard to do. Third, adjust the motivation. Make the new habit motivating and the old habit less motivating. Still having a problem? Maybe you need to set aside this specific habit for now and pick a different bad habit to work on. Well, the question of the day for you is, what bad habit do you want to bust today? Pick one out and follow the 7-step program I just outlined. Don't forget, if you're interested in everything I'm talking about, to hit both the like and the subscribe buttons and turn on that little bell next to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my uploads, because I know you're going to love them. This channel is being designed especially for you. I'd like you to take a look at my online Healthy Lifestyle Academy. It has 2 programs right now for you, a mindfulness program and a healthy eating program, and more programs will be developed in the near future. The link is below. Thanks for watching. And please leave any comments you might have or any suggestions for topics you'd like to see covered. I'd really appreciate that. So see you next time. And just keep on trucking.